you tingles.
Hello and welcome to the Stony Brook Podcast. First episode, excitement, hype. Yes. I am the president of this newly founded club, Ian Keenan, and I have two other e-board members with me today, the secretary and the treasurer.
Hello.
I'm here.
You gotta introduce yourselves.
Okay. I am 2019's end of the spring semester secretary, Kristin. Nice to meet you.
I'm the treasurer, Alex Gaspar. Nice to meet you.
Indeed. One of you two start talking about something.
Oh my gosh.
Can you tell that we're a really thought out club yet?
Yeah, we've...
Can you tell?
We're-
Anyway, okay.
We're thought out club, but we haven't thought out the first
This
episode
club-
very
We're gonna
well.
figure it out. It's fine.
Okay, this is basically an opportunity for anyone and everyone who's interested in podcasts to make content, because it's something that not a lot of people have access to because they don't have fancy microphones and a whole mixing thing. I don't know how it works.
And while there are other media clubs on campus, none of them do podcasting. Really, there's a radio, television, newspaper, all that jazz, and some of them have tried, but have no dedicated segment to it.
Right.
It can be like all different types of podcasts.
Oh
right?
yeah, the most important part about this is that it really doesn't matter what type of podcast that you're making.
Mhm.
If you want to make a well-researched, thought out thing, then do it. Go for it. But if you also just want to have you and a few of your friends sit around and talk about absolutely nothing for a couple hours, also
Well,
do it.
maybe not like
Not absolutely
Well,
nothing,
not
but a
not
topic
absolute nothing,
about anything.
but not.
there will be ramble episodes.
Yes.
There will be focused episodes.
Will there be
Yeah.
audio dramas?
Yes.
If
Yes.
if
I think
somebody
that would be
wants,
super cool. Someone from the writing area would like to share their work.
yeah,
and it would be
if
super cool.
whatever a person wants to do, they can do it. That's what's important.
Absolutely. Which brings us to our next topic. Just
No,
kidding. We're not
no.
doing ASMR.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But we have the mics to do it.
Yes. Actually, it sounds really nice if you're wearing headphones.
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Very good to get those tingles. Anyway, now that we weirded you out, we want to introduce just some casual conversation or topics for conversation. Right now, in the late April of 2019.
Yeah, because it's
Endgame.
Friday the 27th.
Yes.
Yes.
Endgame is coming out.
It's coming out. It's already
I'm
out.
I'm
Come
sorry.
sorry.
on.
I'm sorry.
Endgame,
I only say that because
Endgame
I'm-
premiered last night. A lot of people that I know have already seen it.
Including myself.
Yeah.
These two haven't. So
Yeah,
I
we're-
can't say anything about it.
Me and Kristen are going to see it Sunday night. But what's really interesting about Endgame is all of the talk about, first of all, how hyped up this movie is,
Yes.
how much money it's likely making.
Yes.
Likely.
Yeah.
Girl, it's gonna be money.
And also the craziness about spoilers and how a lot of people basically have to black themselves out from the internet.
You know,
And
the Russo brothers,
to
like, they actually came out with the video saying, "Please do not spoil the."
I thought it was like a tweet or something,
No,
but it was a full video.
It's a full video.
That makes sense.
I mean,
yeah.
is it really going to convince anyone from changing?
No,
No.
but it's a nice sentiment from them, honestly, because
Like-
it shows that they respect the fact that people want to experience this movie as it is without having it ruined in some sort of sense for them. That they respect the audience's expectations and desire from this movie.
It is to note that this isn't unprecedented. Like they
I mean,
released,
this
like, the
movie
same
basically
Well,
is unprecedented,
yeah,
but
no, I meant the video saying please do not spoil.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they did that for Infinity Wars, and they did have one. The only reason that it's significant here for Endgame is because they released it following a footage leak that came weeks before the premiere.
yeah, it's a little frustrating.
There's so many things I want to comment about, but these two idiots haven't watched it yet.
Oh, congratulations. It's almost like we would maybe be putting out a video that we would have to title Endgame spoilers
Yeah.
if you were to
Jeez,
actually
I
say
know,
anything.
I get it. So many people.
Oh, God.
I'm
I
excited.
hear Batman's in that movie.
Oh my god.
I hear
Batman in that
Batman's the
movie?
one that kills Thanos.
I thought it was Ant-Man.
Oh, it's Squirrel Girl. Squirrel
Ah,
Girl is the most powerful Avenger. Get it right.
I forgot about Squirrel Girl.
Come on.
You gotta never
Yeah,
forget
Squirrel
Squirrel Girl.
She has a tail.
Yeah.
And
Is she
she
real?
has a pet
Yeah,
squirrel.
she's an actual Marvel
She's a-
character.
yep.
From what I
The
understand,
Great
she
Lakes Avengers, yes.
yeah, from what I understand, she was actually like a person who could beat Thanos with the entire Infinity Gauntlet on her own.
Yes.
So, she's Squirrel Girl.
That is
We
one
love
of the
her.
dumbest things I've ever heard
No,
in
it
my
is
life.
not dumb. We love her.
Squirrels are dumb,
Well,
stupid animals.
Just
There were squirrels all over the campus. You
Yeah,
can't be
and they
rude
just
about
run
them.
around and eat, and they yell at you occasionally.
they never yelled at me.
They threaten you with their presence. They threaten me with their presence. They don't.
The way
move.
they stare at me.
Yeah, they just look at me.
Hey guys, let's go back to the topic.
No. I refuse. Let's talk about squirrels.
No, squirrels are
Squirrels are-
dumb.
You thought there was okay, we were walking toward, we're at Langmuir.
Langmuir College.
Langmuir
Langmuir College.
Langmuir
College.
Langmuir College in H Quad, the northernmost building on campus,
Yeah.
which is frustrating when you live here because it's a long walk
It
to
is.
everywhere. Every building you get closer to the academic mall, as they call it, is a blessing.
Should we get back to Endgame?
It's like a 20-minute walk to the engineering buildings. I hate it
Is
so
it?
much.
Yeah.
Actually terrible. I have classes in those engineering buildings, man.
Those is.
It's almost like I'm an engineer. Of
Oh
course.
yeah, we can go into Sarah majors too.
Oh yes, I am an electrical engineering and physics major, hopefully with a minor in optics. Has seizure. All right. What about you, Kristin?
Hit me up, mechanical engineers and art minors, specifically digital art minors, potentially. So hit me up.
Technically, I'm not in a major, but going computer science. We'll see how that goes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you have to like get accepted into the major,
Mhm.
and me and Kristin are lucky enough to have come in with enough credits to just flat out be in the majors.
Well, no.
Or rather, in my case, is a little weird because I came in engineering science, and
So did I.
You,
So did I.
you switched immediately though.
I got no. Well, yes, I did because I threw a little tantrum at the class selection, and they got me into Mech 101 during my first semester, so it made it very easy for me to get in.
Yeah. In my case, I was not very specific or raging about what about what I was going to do coming in. So I started off with just the engineering science classes, and right now I'm still technically part of the engineering science major because each of the engineering majors, each of the majors in the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences has a requirements they have to meet in order to be accepted into the major.
I'm sure that many students who will potentially be listening know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but it's frustrating because I'm taking a lot of electrical engineering classes right now without being a part of the electrical major, because in order to be accepted in that, I had to have enough credits taken at Stony Brook to that are applicable towards the electrical major.
Wait, are you in
So-
the major right now or not?
I'm not,
But you said you were.
because
I mean, same
Yeah.
problem I have.
at the end of the semester, once they receive all my grades, they're going to be like, okay, yep, yeah, he actually got grades in these classes and meets the requirements, so we're going to put him in the major now.
This is gonna be like a problem later
Yeah.
on because there's certain courses that you can't take because it
Yeah.
says you need the major to get in
Yeah.
to have this course.
Yeah, there actually is a slight problem with that with one of my electrical courses right now, but thankfully it wasn't that big of a deal because I was trying to apply for over the credit limit anyways, so I just have to wait for that.
God, overachiever. I'm just struggling with like 15 credits, man.
And my other major, physics, I'm also not technically a part of yet, because the undergraduate coordinator for electrical engineering was like, sure, I'll sign this paper that'll let you get accepted into the physics major after you're accepted into the electrical major. And I'm like, great, I have to wait until literally next semester to get your signature, even though I already have the physics guy's signature. And so the dates are going to be completely different from each other on the signature page when I
right.
turn it into the registrar.
You're like,
It's dumb. It's so dumb.
so technically, Kristin is the only one that's officially in her major. We're just kidding about ours.
Well, even then, with the minor, I'm barely in. I need to take my whatever.
Well,
no one wants to hear about our
you also don't have your minor declared anyways, because you need to fill out the same paper that I need to fill out.
We're just lying to you guys at this point.
Well, it's just it's good to throw out our interests in there.
Well, should we get back to Endgame? I've been saying that. We literally started.
Shut up. Nobody cares about Endgame.
Okay.
It's only gonna make like $300 million.
Billion.
No, okay. Opening weekend.
Okay.
Its opening weekend is only gonna make over $300 million, which breaks the records, all of the records, including the record Infinity War set.
I want to know.
We're at like 250.
But inflation, guys. Inflation.
Okay, Infinity War came out last year. The inflation didn't change that much.
I'm just saying, there's no way it can be the most grossing.
And think about it this way, Kristin. Even with inflation, it's seriously doubtful that any movie is going to reach this opening weekend scale for at least a decade.
It is very. Okay,
it's doubtful that any movie is going to reach this opening hype.
It is one of the most highly anticipated movies. I will not agree with you on how grossing it is because money it differs from time to time.
I want to know if you guys actually like it after you watch.
I mean, I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna like it.
Are you? Wait, I know Chris is not that much of a Marvel fan.
I'm not crazy.
I mean, I like it more than Kristin. I'm not a person who's like, oh yeah, Marvel.
Well, do you know? Like, do you watch like all the movies and like know the comics?
I don't read the comics, and I have not watched all of the movies, which is why I say that. I'm not super necessarily gung ho. Like, for example, one of the key ones that I missed out on was Captain America.
Did you seriously?
Winter Soldier.
Dude, come on.
So, which made me confused.
That's a very pivotal movie.
Yeah, which made me confused when I watched Civil War.
Oh my god.
I was like, who's Bucky? Like, what?
All people.
What? Why does this guy have an arm, and why does everybody care?
Why does he not have an arm?
Why does he not have an arm, and why does everybody care about him?
Oh my god. Why?
But every single movie that I have seen, because I haven't seen any of the bad ones.
Oh, that's good.
I haven't seen Hulk, and I haven't seen Thor 2.
Thor, yeah.
The Dark World.
Yeah, that was.
So, I think Winter Soldier and Captain Marvel. Winter
Come on!
Winter Soldier and Captain Marvel might be the only ones that I have not seen.
And I love Brie Larson. I love Carol Danvers.
which would make you probably laugh really hard at all of the people on their social media being like, "Oh, Brie Larson, feminism."
Hell with all of that.
Yeah.
Love her. Oh my god.
Great.
She's great. I could talk about her this entire podcast.
Yeah, sure. No. But I do love all the movies that I have seen, which does make me very excited for Endgame.
I don't like the fact that I'm the biggest Marvel fan in this table. I don't like to be acknowledged for that.
Why not?
Just a very nerdy thing. I guess. I don't know.
At least you're not like those white girls who are like, oh my god, I love Avengers, love Spider-Man. So
well, first of all, I'm not white.
Because that's me. That's literally me. Don't be me. Because I just love Spider-Man. He's my baby.
First of all, get one thing straight. I'm not white.
For the viewers, for the readers, no, God, for the listeners out there.
I'm extremely white. Kristin is extremely white, and Alex is not.
I am not.
I, for one...
Who wants my life story?
Please not. Some other time. I, for one, never was really much of a Spider-Man person.
That makes sense.
People...
Come on, there's 9 movies of Spider-Man. How are you not into Spider-Man
People love Spider-Man so goddamn much. So much. People freaking love Spider-Man. I was never that person.
Okay, I got a question. I can't say his last
Tobey
name.
Maguire?
Maguire? Is it Maguire?
Wait, it might not be Maguire.
Yeah,
Tobey Maguire is he's a baseball player. Tobey Maguire is a baseball player, I'm pretty sure.
Tobey, what's his last name? Starts with M. Tom Holland or Andrew, was it his name?
Garfield.
Garfield.
I mean,
Which
the
one would you like
Andrew
more?
Garfield movies sucked.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Okay.
I don't remember if any of that had to do with Andrew Garfield, but those movies sucked.
Out of all of them, which one do you like the best? I want to add Into the Spider-Verse. I don't want to add to that because that's already superior.
I for one also think that people oversell the quality of Into the Spider-Verse, which is an amazing movie, but I do think that people think that it's better than it is. And back to your original question though, of the Spider-Man trilogy that Sam Raimi directed, I've only seen Spider-Man 3.
Oh, okay.
And so I don't no, that's Spider-Man 2. So I don't know if the other two are good. In fact, I've heard particularly that the first one is great.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that Spider-Man 3 has a lot of amazing moments and a lot of really weird moments.
Wait, that was before 2010. When did that first come out?
It was before 2010.
Yeah,
It was probably like 2008, something like that.
Yeah.
But like every single scene in which what's the name of the guy? Toby.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, the name of the actor who plays for Toby was
something.
yeah Toby.
It's called Toby.
Yeah,
Toby.
every single scene in which Toby danced was both the best and worst scene in that movie.
Yes.
So I do think that movie is great, but I will have to say the Spider-Man Homecoming is, I do think that's the best movie out of the ones between that and Spider-Man 3. And also, Tom Holland is actually doing an amazing job of acting as Spider-Man. And you see him in Infinity War, and it's like that last scene, as much as I think
It's a meme?
I think the meme completely destroys that moment.
Do you think he knew what he was doing at that scene? Because like most of these
I think he was
actors
passed
don't
out.
know.
Of course he knew what he was doing. He's an actor.
Well, it's
No, I mean like because like you hear
They-
these news that
yeah,
they don't know what they're doing because they don't want all the spoiler leaks.
it's
Oh,
they
that's what you mean. I thought you
Yeah.
meant that like he didn't have direction when he gave his line. I was like, I
Yeah.
think he knew what he was doing.
they talk about how in like interviews
Yeah, I
and
know.
things they'll mention how Tom Holland specifically they don't give hardly any of the script to because he's really bad at not saying anything.
Well, I think he nailed acting if he doesn't know what he's doing.
I'm gonna say.
Oh,
that
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much.
So I think I remember hearing they said that like he won't know who he's acting with until the day he comes in for the scene that they're shooting,
Like,
and then
let's
he's like,
point
oh,
out,
this is
in Civil War, I don't think if you take Spider-Man out, the plot is still there.
oh yeah,
I don't think he's necessary at all in that movie.
no, he isn't, but he is actually necessary in Infinity War.
Right.
Like not so much necessary as in like needs to be there for the plot, but like necessary as in the same way that most of those other characters are in that movie.
Yeah.
They're necessary because they contribute something to that movie rather than contribute to the plot. Like you could get rid of some of the Guardians. So,
Did you watch those movies?
I did.
Oh, okay.
In Infinity War, you could get rid of some of the Guardians. You could get rid of Black Panther's bodyguard.
Oh come on!
Yeah, let me keep going.
Okay.
You could get rid of the Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
You could get rid of
I agree
you
with
could get
that.
rid of Black Widow. You could get rid of
Did you like Black Widow and Hulk together? I found that romance did like come from nowhere. First of all,
It's weird, but it did do a good character arc for the Hulk.
okay.
You could get rid of some of those characters and it wouldn't change the plot at all.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, you can get rid of, say, Doctor Strange,
Did
or
you watch that one?
I
didn't.
love that movie.
Really?
Actually, yeah. You could get rid of Doctor Strange, or no, you can't get rid of Doctor Strange. You can't get rid of Thor. You can't get rid of Gamora, or really, you can't get rid of Star Lord. But like specifically Doctor Strange and Gamora, like you need those characters for the plot of that movie. But Spider-Man contributed to the feeling of that movie and what was happening in that movie, despite his ancillariness to the plot.
See, the thing is, I want to talk about some continuity problems with this, but you guys still haven't watched Endgame, so.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be time travel because that's obvious.
so obvious.
It's
Going
so
back to
obvious.
The spoiler craze thing. Like, if you have a plot that's so predictable, it's not gonna be a good. I want to say it's not gonna be a good movie, but like, just because you spoil that fact doesn't mean necessarily gonna be a bad movie because you spoiled that part.
Yeah.
Because there's other parts in the movie that make it good.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I like stopped paying attention for a moment because I was good because I was
You might just edit that out.
because I was thinking about all this audio stuff because I'm still a little bit trying to figure out how it works, and it'll probably come through listening back to the actual recording itself on Audacity. But whenever I'm speaking, it comes out bigger
Okay.
than whenever
Should I just
you
start
guys are
talking
speaking.
louder?
Maybe. But like that might just be because I'm being louder than the two of you. And it doesn't seem like any of the settings that I adjust on the mixer actually translate into Audacity. I think Audacity seems to just take it raw.
I mean, like, that's the whole point of Audacity. You gotta fix it up and make it sparkle.
Fair enough. So basically, we just gotta like take all of the noise and like get it down to a fairly even level. Yeah, but Endgame is gonna make so much money.
Is
Like,
that all you're worried about?
no, I just think it's impressive.
I mean,
So
then again, you think
like,
about it, it's like a 11-year, like...
yeah, which is why
job.
the movie itself is so unique. Because it's
They've been building up to this for
yeah,
quite a while.
and no other movie has done it. Done this whole like 20 movies. Here's the culmination of 20 movies and 20 characters. And I was listening to a group of people who do a whole show about movies, Screen Junkies.
Oh, so you talk to them?
No, I was listening to them.
Okay,
I was
okay,
listening. I was listening to a recent episode of theirs in which they were talking about this, and they mentioned how, and one of the people on there, who they had on at the time, is an extreme movie history buff guy, basically.
Damn.
To an extreme degree, it seems. And one of the things that he said is that the closest franchise he can think of doing the same thing as Marvel has done is James Bond.
Right.
But at the same time, James Bond really didn't do that because at most they'd have like 5 movies of the same actor doing James Bond, and they're fairly discontinuous from each other as far as plot goes. Whereas all of these movies, while the standalone ones are standalone, they do tie in some way, at least in Infinity War and Endgame.
Like, comic books do a really good job translating to movies.
At least right now they are.
Yeah.
They may not have done a great job of them in the past.
Yeah.
As the back credit card.
And,
oh yes, yeah.
technology.
Oh yeah.
Stuff.
That specifically is why they're able to do such a good job of it right now, is because they have the technology to do a great job.
If you watch very closely, I want to say they're overusing CGI so much in Marvel movies. You can see, okay, when you're watching Iron Man and you just see, at some scenes, it's just a Robert Downey Jr.'s head, like, just floating along with the suit. It does not look...
You know, if that's something that you notice and that bothers you, that's you. But it doesn't. I don't notice, and it doesn't bother me. Okay. Also, maybe rather than talk louder, maybe the audio problem would be fixed if you're just like closer to the microphone.
Right, sorry.
Yeah.
Wait, let me fix it. There we go. It's now right in front of me, but I don't like because
now you can't see me.
Okay. For those that are listening, basically my face is hidden from the pop filter too.
Yeah.
It's on the other side of the table because I'm short,
very
small. So
very interesting.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I can see you through the filter, but
yeah.
it looks pretty. I didn't want to do it.
You know, whatever.
I
don't like. I can't actually hear what's going through Audacity. I just hear what's coming through the mixer.
Okay, can you hear me through the mixer?
I can hear you through the mixer. Yes, that's the easy part, is being able to hear you through the mixer.
Okay, if it makes listening better, I am here.
I don't actually know if it will. So do what you want. Do what you want to do. Do it. Okay. All right.
I'm just tilting my head.
Yeah. So the reason I would say why I would be focused on the money part of Endgame is because I haven't seen the movie.
Oh.
I have nothing to say about the movie yet because I haven't seen it. So I think the money part of it is fascinating in its own right. Even after I see the movie, it's still going to be fascinating because oh my god, it's going to make so much money. The freaking pre-sales off the charts, just all of it off the charts, and that $300 million, over $300 million that I mentioned earlier, is just in domestically in the United States.
Right.
The amount it's going to make worldwide is just it's not even worth thinking about because there also Screen Junkies does a show where they do box office charts every Monday. Specifically watching over the weekend since that's when most of the money comes in, but just top movies over the weekend, top movies over the week, and what the current standings are for the year. Top movies and depending on what's happened over the weekend, they'll also talk about other things. So this past Monday, because Endgame is coming out this weekend, they pulled up what top openings worldwide, top opening weekends worldwide, top 5, and it was like Infinity War, Fast 8.
Fast 8.
Fast and the Furious 8.
Fast and Furious, the 8th one.
Yeah, Fast and Furious 8. Maybe there's 8 fast people in it. I don't know. I didn't see it. Then there's Jurassic World, something else, and Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Oh wow! Still going back to the Harry Potter franchise.
Yeah.
Callback.
Yeah. It was Force Awakens.
Oh, that makes sense.
Star Wars Episode 7.
Really, Jurassic Park, Star Wars,
Harry Potter, Infinity War,
Marvel.
And then Fast and Furious.
The biggest franchises of all.
But he mentioned how a lot of the reason why Infinity War is probably going to blow these other movies out of the water.
Do you mean Endgame or Infinity War?
Yes, Endgame. A lot of the reason why Endgame is probably going to blow these other movies out of the water is because of the way they're releasing it. Because I don't remember how they said Harry Potter released, but that was also the lowest one on the list, and this one's probably going to outdo Infinity War anyways, and that one's at the top. So
will that kick Harry Potter out?
Yes, it will kick.
Harry Potter needs to do a reboot as soon as possible. Come on, guys.
They were. Are you kidding me? They have the Fantastic Beasts movies, and those ones are worse than Harry Potter movies. So I don't care. But the top 2, Fast and the Furious and Infinity War. They said Infinity War, I think they said, didn't open in China the opening weekend, or it wasn't quite everywhere. And Fast and the Furious did massively huge. It was like Infinity War did massively huge in America, but maybe not as great worldwide, and maybe didn't open in China.
And is the opposite?
And Fast and Furious, Fast and Furious did amazingly well in China, didn't do that well in America. And then Jurassic World's just, and then Force Awakens specifically did amazing in America and not that great overseas.
Okay.
It was one of the biggest openings in America, period.
So let's get back to Endgame.
And then Endgame, but Endgame is opening everywhere, including China.
Okay.
Same weekend.
Oh,
so it's
done before, or
it's not that it's never been done before. It's that the scale, this movie, the amount it's going to make is probably comparable to those other movies. But those other movies didn't open literally everywhere worldwide, or didn't have the audience everywhere worldwide. Whereas Endgame does have the audience everywhere worldwide, and it'll probably break the record opening weekend for every country worldwide, which obviously combined will just destroy the record for opening Infinity War.
I gotta ask, are you watching Endgame at the AMC Lowe's 15 minutes
Yes.
by.
Although people keep calling it AMC Lowe's, I'm still going to call it AMC Stony Brook because
whatever. I don't know what to
it's
call
at
it.
it's at Stony Brook.
Yeah.
And we're watching
whatever.
it in an IMAX theater. No 3D because 3D is dumb.
I watched in 3D. It wasn't that bad.
Well, yes, but I also don't want to wear glasses over my
Oh, yeah,
glasses.
that is a problem. I do wear glasses. That was a problem.
I want the IMAX screen because it's big, but I don't want 3D glasses
Yeah,
because they're
that makes
dumb
sense.
and stupid.
Well, what I was gonna say is that if you look at the times, they take up most of the theater time. Like there's no there's no.
Oh, yeah.
After like 3 p.m., it's only
Yeah. That was
Endgame.
that was the other thing that they mentioned. It's
Yeah.
like Endgame is 3 hours long,
I
which
know,
is
I didn't realize
which
that.
is a lot longer than
Mhm,
most other movies
yeah.
by at least a margin of half an hour.
Absolutely.
So that decreases show times for it.
Mhm.
But a lot of theaters, in large part because of the pre-sales that have been going on,
Mhm.
have been doing a thing where they, particularly AMC, has been expanding their opening time for this weekend only.
Right.
And they're doing like the same amount of showings, but because it's 3 hours, it's taking longer, and so they're almost open 24/7
I just
for the
feel
weekend.
very bad for those that work there.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
well, yeah, you're gonna feel bad for them because there's going to constantly be a massive stream of people in the theater.
Mhm.
You don't have to feel terribly bad for them because they will still be working in shifts, and it's not like
Well, I don't know
you're,
how
you
they
might
work, so...
you might feel bad for the people at like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
Uh,
I do feel bad about it.
You don't have to feel absolutely terrible to people during the day because they're still gonna work their like normal amounts of hours shifts maybe. Maybe they'll work more
you don't really-
yeah, maybe
Do
they'll
you
work
know?
more
I don't
shifts.
really
I
know.
no, I don't really know. Fair
So,
enough.
yeah.
Be nice.
Be nice to your
Be nice to your theater
pick up your
crew.
trash.
Yeah, pick up after yourselves just in general. But when you're at the theater, don't be mad at these people. They're servicing hundreds of people every like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Just be
PSA out there.
just be
Be
nice.
kind.
Yeah, they're providing a service to you, and you are receiving that service.
Do you think we're gonna
So.
get hate mail for this?
No.
What do you have? Wait,
How many
what-
people are going to listen to this? Like this? Be
Getting a
real.
little tangent out here. Why do you have Febreze on this table?
That's not mine.
Okay, I'm with you.
The the Clorox wipes that I have somewhere over there are mine.
This is heavy. Oh, it doesn't even smell. That sucks.
Oh, what's the point then? Febreze is supposed to smell nice.
It's crisp. Yeah.
Hey, Kristen, what do you want to talk about? You haven't said anything in a long
Come
while.
on, come in.
I'm good. I'm listening.
Can I oh, it actually smells really nice.
I know you're listening.
Do you smell it?
Yeah. Not yet. Okay, please don't spray
don't know why I just sprayed
my
it.
laptop with Febreze. I don't
Make it
think it
smell
needs
nice.
that.
I might just take this. I'm kidding. I don't steal much.
We're at Stony Brook.
I know.
Let's
that's
walk
nothing-
into the Emporium and look at the $5 boxes of Pocky. That's not how much money Pocky costs.
Yeah, I got one for like $1.
Ex-
Come on.
Yeah, at 7-Eleven they sell them for like $1.50. Like, get real, Stony Brook.
Come on.
Let's talk about things that are inflated: movie popcorn and movie drinks,
Wait,
and
inflated
Stony
in
Brooks.
Size or
The,
price?
like, things where it's I don't know the term that I'm thinking of, but it's
Can you
like
describe it?
but it's like the amount of money that something is. It's appreciation value. I think
Oh,
that's what
okay.
it is.
What does that mean?
Like the amount of money it's jacked up by a person who's selling it
Okay.
versus how much it like might actually be worth or how much you could find it for somewhere else.
Like EpiPens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. EpiPens are a good example because they sell them for a lot because people obviously need
There's a
them
demand for it.
because of the
First
demand
of all,
for
those are
them.
life saving, and
Yeah.
people should be able to get them
Yeah.
at a reasonable price.
So it's annoying. It's annoying in a more detrimental but same way
Yeah.
as
Movie popcorn.
movie popcorn is, where you're spending $10 for a bucket of popcorn that realistically would cost you like $2 to make.
Tickets too. The price of tickets.
See, I don't mind the tickets that much because like it's not food. It's like
Okay.
they're using electricity and power to throw up this this movie that they had to pay for distribution for,
Right.
to put it on that screen, and the tickets also pay for a lot of the tickets a lot pay for the workers, I'm sure, and just upkeep of the theater as well. It's I don't mind the ticket prices that much
Okay.
because it's kind of like when you go to play a game of laser tag,
I've
like,
never played a game of laser tag in my life.
or
Explain.
or when you do anything entertainment.
Okay.
Really, you're paying for that entertainment, and it makes sense that it costs you that money for that entertainment. And honestly, the ticket prices, I feel like they could be worse, and they would still make money off them. I'm a little annoyed that my IMAX ticket costs like $15 per ticket, but I also kind of understand it. It's that movie popcorn. It shouldn't cost. I know
Popcorn.
I know you're putting butter in it, but it shouldn't cost that much.
It's the butter. It's just the butter.
It's just the butter.
The butter is the thing that jacks up the price.
Yeah. Where was I going with appreciation? There's something else.
And peanut butter popcorn.
I don't know.
Sorry.
The Stony Brook.
Stony Brook. Okay.
Stony Brook appreciates the value of all of the food that they sell.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Significantly. It's actually terrible. It like how much they appreciate it differs from product to product. Like the Pocky is probably one of the worst ones, from going from like $1.50 to $5. But it's like the drinks that they put in the fridge, like you can
specifically.
no, not
Emporium.
the Emporium.
Okay.
I actually haven't been to Jasmine. But like the 16 ounces bottles of soda, is it 16 ounces? The bottles of soda that they have in the fridge, like you would get them for somewhere around $1.50 in 7-Eleven or literally anywhere else. But at Stony Brook, they're selling it for like $3. So
Can you start a protest?
Hey man, all that money goes to President Stanley, anyways.
We talk about that.
I mean, we can, but let's not.
Yeah.
Let's not.
I was gonna ask, what was the first movie that you ever saw? We talk about movies and stuff.
How would I know what the first movie I ever saw was?
Relatively, I don't know. I'm just getting to know you, man. Let it be known, I don't know Ian that well.
One of the first movies I see that stick out in my mind, honestly, would probably be Polar Express.
It'd probably be the Avengers Infinity Wars.
Oh yeah, the first movie I've ever seen is Avengers Infinity War. It was really a movie that came out last year. It was my first movie at the age of 17 years old.
Why did you suddenly age like
movie?
50 years?
No,
Kristin, first movie.
Same comment Ian had. How would I know?
Yeah.
What? Come on.
As far as Polar Express goes, though, it's actually interesting because
Polar Express.
when I first saw that movie, it freaked me out.
Oh yeah.
The CGI.
Not just the CGI, but like everything that happened, like all the events that happened in that movie felt intense for me as a kid.
Yeah.
Like that
The
moment,
ice in the train.
yeah, when the train's swinging back and forth on the ice, I'm like,
Traumatizing.
and the CGI can be disturbing, yes.
The first one for me, Jurassic Park. I saw that on VCR at my home.
I have not seen Jurassic Park. Actually, I have seen Jurassic World.
So have I.
A lot. Let's get real. Most people have seen Jurassic
Yeah.
World. Just look at how much money it made. But I was not, as I'm sure most people were, not particularly impressed by Jurassic World.
No,
I thought it was mildly entertaining and
I
fun.
feel like if they went with like puppetry and like the actual animatronics, might have gone well than the CGI.
Well, the CGI wasn't what bothered me. Just the movie itself. I don't know. It didn't really do much for me. Whereas I hear that the original Jurassic Park, not the trilogy, because I've heard the 2 and 3 are weird
We don't talk
in a
about
lot of
those.
ways. But the first Jurassic Park movie was phenomenal from what I've heard
No,
from
scared me
people.
for life. As a 5-year-old watching it, are you kidding me?
I would imagine. That's probably why I haven't watched it, honestly, because when the first opportunity for me to see it, I don't know what that opportunity would have been. First opportunity, I was so young, I was like, that sounds scary. I don't want to watch people getting eaten by dinosaurs. So
Listen, that was like my first taste of like mortality. Think about it. Oh wait, I
we're
died.
all gonna
Did
die
I?
eventually.
And this Febreze
Existential
makes everything
crisis.
better.
Yeah.
It's not the Febreze, it's actually
I
really
Do you have any movies you want to talk about, Kristen?
not really.
No. What's your favorite movie, Kristen?
favorite movie. Let's get into that.
I really appreciate Inception.
Oh,
Still haven't
that's
watched
good.
it.
Good choice.
I really appreciate that movie.
Yeah, you have to watch the movie like 3 times to get
Just-
the entire appreciation.
Oh, okay, okay.
But even the first time watching it, it's a great movie.
But the practical effects are very good.
Holy crap! I'm thinking about Matrix.
All of the effects are very good.
It's just really well done. It's really well executed.
Is this the one with the guy that like does the backflip while the bullets fly by?
That's Matrix.
Matrix.
Oh, okay.
No.
It's not cheesy.
What is Inception
It's
then?
really not.
Ins-
It's really well done.
Inception is.
What's the plot again?
Can I explain it?
Well, yeah, sure.
Sorry.
Actually, first I would like to, the meaning of Inception when they say Inception
Yeah.
is you're going 3 layers deep into somebody's dream.
That's not what
What?
Inception means.
That's the meaning of the word Inception.
No, the word
Yeah.
Inception means to implant an idea into someone else's
Oh
head.
no, you're right.
I
I
was gonna say,
forgot
that's
about
a
that.
very specific word for Inception.
Oh,
No.
sorry.
Inception means,
Actually, you know
this
why?
is why I should explain
This
it.
is
Yeah,
the dead
You know
people
why?
thing.
You know why I thought that was the
Because
definition
that's
of
the
it?
plot of the movie.
Well, not just because of the plot of the movie, but because of all the Inception memes.
Wait,
when you
Venus.
when you go
We haven't
when
talked
you-
about that.
when you go multiple layers deep into something, people make a Inception meme out of it.
Okay.
Uh, so
Wait, we didn't talk about that certain.
let's Kristen talk about Inception.
I'm
Talk
sorry,
about I
sorry.
interrupted you several times. Talk
So
about
have I.
Inception.
I'm very sorry.
It's about a corporation, honestly, almost like mafia-esque, but not really mafia.
Mostly the boss of that corporation.
Yeah, it's about Leonardo DiCaprio, aka Cobb. That's what
Yeah.
he's called.
Cobb.
They run kind of like important activities. It's hard to describe exactly what they do, but it's just like secret missions, kind of. But they obtain information by going into this dream sequence and extracting information.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
they're
okay.
they're hired to basically do stuff regarding a person's secrets.
Okay.
And they do that by going into a person's dreams.
Wait, so what's the big?
the coolest part of it though is
yeah.
that they it acknowledges that the dream space is very different than reality. So you have
Yeah.
like gravity getting warped, time getting warped, physics not working how physics
And
should.
and the point of all of it is that all of the dreams are manipulated by what the person is thinking and experiencing and physically experiencing as
Oh,
well.
okay.
One of the
like-
more well thought out movies.
Like if
Who directed it? Who made
Christopher
it?
Nolan.
Ah, okay.
Didn't
So
it take him like years to write it?
probably I wouldn't be surprised.
It was in like a
Is
drawer.
is a lot of the stuff that they talk about and a lot of the lines in that movie are very like specific, almost like
Just everything-
very, very smartly
Everything seems
written.
very
Yeah.
deliberate.
It's very deliberate.
Is that the one with
Um,
Ellen Page?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
For
Maybe I will
for
watch it.
for example of what I mean by like the dreams are influenced by reality though, like when there's this one time when they're 2 layers deep into this guy's dream, and
Mhm.
in the first layer somebody is driving in a car with their sleeping bodies, and the car like is flipping over. And then in the second level, everything, the gravity in it is constantly shifting.
Cool.
So there's like a whole fight scene during this car barrel flip where in a hotel hallway, like they're
I'm
these
trying to imagine that in my head.
these 2 guys are fighting each other while the gravity is spinning around them.
Oh, okay.
It's
Definitely not Matrix.
you could say that these style of visual effects are almost all like stem from the Matrix, at least from what I know. Like the Matrix almost started this style of visual effects where like shit's happening and they do like very different presentations. They like mess with time and the flow of things and switch things around, and this style of visual effects are most prevalent to me, at least, in The Matrix, Inception, and Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay.
Doctor Strange is less about like something like gravity shifting though, and more about just messing with reality.
That was like
in
actual
general.
projection kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, but it's just the visual effects are like the same style, I would say,
Oh, okay.
and it's I would call it a natural progression from Matrix to Inception to Doctor Strange, and which is funny because each one was separated by like about like 7 years to a decade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say famous guys.
One more thing about
Okay.
Inception. The entire point of the movie is the head of a corporation wants Leonardo DiCaprio, cop, and his team to implant an idea in the air to another corp.
He cut you to
Keep interrupting me.
You stop talking. I'm sorry.
No, you interrupted me.
All right, talk about it.
No, you explain.
Can someone? Okay, who cares?
Okay.
Finish it up.
Uh,
I'll just spoil it for myself.
They wants him to implant an idea in the head of another corporation, and to do that, they have to go at least 3 layers deep into this guy's dreams, and this is all while exploring Cobb's emotional hangups, and
What did Leonardo DiCaprio do to get emotional hang-ups?
a lot actually. A lot happened in that movie.
I like you say 3 layers down. It's very specific.
It's very because they're like a lot of the movie they're like that's never been done before, and so and so like a third of the movie is like setting up to do the job, and then the second 2/3 of the movie is all of the job. It's very good movie. It's very well done.
Nice.
Or maybe it's like half and half. It's hard to say. It's more set up than I remember. Thanos.
Yes.
Are you talking about the Ant-Man butt?
Yes.
Have you guys ever watched Game Theory? Ever watched Film Theory?
Don't talk like
There's
that.
there's
Don't talk like
there's
that.
there's a
Talk like a normal
see
person.
there's
Come on.
there's this
your
film
head back.
theory out there in
Come
which
on.
he
Of
says
course
that
they know.
Ant-Man
Of
would
course
be
they know. Come on.
crushed by
Come on, there's nothing to
Thanos'
explain it.
asshole.
It should have been the way it was. It should have. Well, okay. Squirrel Girl should have came in, and Ant-Man should have gone through his butt. That's all I'm gonna say. Endgame should have been different.
Yeah, maybe the Stan Lee cameo should just be a Squirrel Girl cameo.
Like he takes off his skin. It's actually Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, maybe Stan Lee should have been Squirrel Girl.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh my god, they should have Squirrel Girl. That's all I'm saying. I want the
I
tail.
feel,
She even has the teeth. Come on.
I feel bad that you're not a part of this conversation, Kristin. All right.
Ooh. I gotta ask, does it make a difference to hear me without the pop filter?
It's one of those things that I wouldn't know. It's what would come through in the recording.
Okay. We'll see.
See, because I personally am unsure if the windscreens that I have on the microphones offer the same type of effect as the pop filters.
Oh wait, this isn't the pop filter? Or
No, this is the pop filter.
Okay.
What's on the microphone head itself is a windscreen.
oh
So
okay.
if we were to do a recording outside, then the
Oh.
wind wouldn't be like.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask if we ever record outside, would it be
Yeah. So
possible?
yeah. So for example, when we are to do the fair,
Fair?
the fair, the involvement fair.
Oh, right.
When we are to do the involvement fair,
Where
we
they
would
may not be there.
we would be outside, and
Right.
the windscreens would just
Exactly. Okay.
like otherwise it would be very. It wouldn't be worth listening to
Yeah.
otherwise.
I was gonna ask. We can do that. It looks really nice outside, but really windy. So
Yeah, I mean it's always windy down here at Stony Brook. Honestly,
bummer.
it's fine. It's
Very
it's,
nice.
it's
This is
fine.
so cool. Only a microphone. Whatever. I am not getting.
This thing can do karaoke?
Can it really?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
So like,
Filipinos are all about karaoke.
so I don't. I would have to I would have to see just like exactly how to do it, but essentially you like play music through this thing,
Oh,
but
okay.
what this thing can do is mute the vocals of the music.
Really?
Yeah. So instead of having to have specifically karaoke versions of songs, you can mute the audio through this.
That's nice.
So
that's really cool.
yeah.
You should try it
out. Not right now.
Ah.
Right now we're talking like
yeah,
normal
we are.
people.
How long have we been talking?
50 minutes.
That's very. Is that long? I mean, Joe Rogan is like.
It's decent.
Yeah. I'm glad we're still talking about something.
Yeah. Well, you wrote something else down on the list, Kristin?
Curry Club?
Curry Club.
Not a real club. Let's get that back.
Yes.
Actually a restaurant, but I feel like people of Stony Brook would know that.
Honestly, Stony Brook should have a curry club.
Yeah.
With
should we make that one too? Should we make that?
You can only be on the e-board of one club at a time.
God. Come on, rules.
And I don't want to write another constitution. That was a pain. Now the Chinese population at Stony Brook is huge.
Absolutely.
But I don't know if there's actually that big of an Indian population.
I feel like there is.
I think there is a population. I don't know if it's very big though. At least, I mean, it's certainly not the Chinese population.
Before we end this podcast, we should take a video of us. Not a video, sorry, a photo of us, just like proof of existence. Our first episode. I don't know, just something. Just to prove to my parents I'm doing something in this college.
Oh my god.
Yes, Mom and Dad, I am getting good grades.
Yes, Mom and Dad, I am a lady. I am a person. My lady.
My lady.
My lady. So what's Curry Club like?
I don't know. Well, Kristin and my other roommate, they just ordered food there, but all I know is actually pretty pricey.
Kristin, talk about Curry Club.
You're the one who wrote it down.
You eat curry and you go through it and
I don't think that's picking up, Kristin. Talk about Curry Club.
It's a restaurant. People know what it is.
Yeah.
But like we're talking about it, right? You don't want to talk about Curry Club?
I'm just really hungry, folks. That's what's happening right now.
I have only eaten Pop-Tarts today.
I ate a Pop-Tart too. It was Ian's Pop-Tart.
Yes. You ate my last Pop-Tart.
Yeah, suck it.
Anyways, we're the Stony Brook podcast.
Yeah.
We're gonna hope to do this more often, and also hope that people who are actually signed up to be not necessarily ending.
Oh, okay.
I'm just filling the time space.
Should we have should we do an ending and an intro separately and just add that into?
Maybe. I don't know.
Instead of having to do it like at the end of each podcast, I feel like one person would forget.
Well, I don't think intro and ending matters all that much personally, but it's like I think it'd be more fun to improv it every time.
Oh yeah, okay, let's do it. Yeah, we're gonna improv that we're ending, and then there's
no,
5 minutes left.
and the beginning to like make it different every time. Yeah, instead of fake. We ain't fake bitches.
What'd you say?
I've already sworn twice.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't the first time.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech, everybody.
Woo, love rules.
So, in addition to hoping to do this more often, I hope that the people who are actually signed up to be general body members also actually do podcasts as well.
Hey, I just want to say I'm very down to do audio dramas. I love audio dramas, love listening to podcasts, love it all.
Alex,
What?
if you want to do something,
I will, but okay, you know how
fill
hard
out
it
the
is?
form.
I want to, but I have no idea who wants to do it. I have no.
Then just do it yourself.
I need more people. What are we gonna do? Have multiple voices of myself? It's all Alex, but all different.
I personally wouldn't know how to layer the audio clips on top of each other.
Exactly.
But we could have like 3 different microphones next to you, and you would just speak in a different voice to each one. I mean, you wouldn't be running back and forth. You'd be moving your head.
Oh God.
Uh,
It's a one-man show, folks.
One-man show. Uh,
Oh man.
yeah, I'm sure you can find people if you try hard enough. Maybe Kristin would want to do an audio drama.
Yeah, maybe. Granted, if I'm here next semester,
She said maybe.
talk about that issue.
Oh, so to any of those who are like, hey, I want to do this. This sounds like fun. What you got to do is you got to hit us up at stonybrookpodcast@gmail.com. Be like, hey, I want to join this club. Or I'm sure there's a way or two else to do this on like SB Engaged, for example. But tell us in some way. Be like, hey, I want to join this club. And then I'll be like, all right, you're in the club. Hey, you want to do a podcast? There's a Google form for it. I posted the link to this Google form on SB Engaged. So even if you aren't a part of the club, you probably could fill it out anyways.
Absolutely.
It's just telling us when you want to do it, or rather when you can do it, what you want to do it on, how many people is going to be there, and if you want to do it a specific place. Just basic information. It doesn't actually matter what the podcast is on about, and it doesn't really matter if you don't do a successful job at making it about that thing. We weren't necessarily that successful for most of this.
No, no. This is
about
our first one.
about it being about things. But I also personally don't care about it being professional when I'm doing this thing anyways, and I'm sure you don't either, if this is any indication. So if you want to do it, just fill out that form. It's on SB Engaged. It's Stony Brook Podcast. That's the name of this club. We have an SB Engaged page because we're a club.
I have a question. How are we gonna tell people about this episode?
See, that's some distribution right there.
Yeah.
And that, while technically in the Constitution it should be handled by Kristin, since he's secretary, I can do it at least for the first one. Because I'm a part of the Stony Brook Discord. I'm sure I could I could, yeah, for one specific thing. Honestly, I'm like, I won't say it here on microphone.
Okay,
nope,
fine.
not on microphone.
It's not really a Stony Brook Discord, is it?
No, it's a Stony Brook Discord.
Okay.
It's just one specific thing that they have going on in that Stony Brook Discord is what I do. I barely communicate with the other people on that Discord outside of that activity. And if there are other ones, I can easily join those. I'll post it there. I'll post it on Reddit.
Yeah. Right.
We have a YouTube channel as well because we have a Gmail account. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You have access to it.
I realize that right now.
Yeah. So we'll put it on YouTube.
That's all secretary duties. Kristin. Woohoo.
I might do it the first time around. There's a Facebook page too. I don't know if people are going to care.
I feel like Facebook
or...
groups. You should just pop in and be like, "Hey, we have this thing. You should check it out."
Like this, there's a Stony Brook Broadcast Facebook group, but I don't know if
Should we have?
It's worth.
Who runs social media in this group? In this club?
I'm not a very social media person.
Kristin.
If anything, it would be Taylor, our vice president.
Yes, we should note that we do have a vice president. Her name is Taylor
Haberkern. She's in the journalism department. So I'm sure she's the only one out of the four of us who actually uses social media. Kristin, I know you do a little bit, but not really. Use social media. I mean, like Instagram. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
That would be something that we would probably use, or should use. Probably should use.
Out of the four of us, she dear God, if I didn't.
Taylor.
I feel like Taylor. Please cut that out. I feel like out of the four of us, Taylor is the most people person.
Yeah. I'm only really a people person once you get me talking.
Yeah.
And engaged. Until you get me talking and engaged, I can be very insular.
I think my roommates finally figured out the only way I'll socialize if I'm being forced to. Oh god.
So, we'll put it at the very least on YouTube, Reddit, and the Discord I'm on, and
Mhm.
if there are any others, I'll maybe look for those.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna like
If,
burn a CD and just hand it out.
because it's interesting. Even if we were to post it on Instagram, I don't know if that would be a good way to foster
I feel like
a
we need
listening
little
community.
just post on Instagram, you know?
Well, yeah, but even advertising on Instagram, you have to like, I don't know exactly how Instagram works. I almost kind of feel like you have to put yourself out there.
Hey, we're out here.
Yeah, I know. It's I don't know if Instagram would be a good way of fostering a listening community though.
Yeah.
Whereas I know that people who are on Reddit and people who are on Discord are people who will just like listen to this shit. Those are the type of people that are on those platforms.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily think that those type of people are on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Those are where your basic bitches be at.
Nerds, not nerds.
The opposite of
The
nerds.
opposite of nerds.
The opposite of
What is
nerds.
that?
They do
Normal
Instagram.
people?
My brother.
Oh, come on. I mean, never mind his podcast, so I wouldn't know.
I'm just making fun of him.
Yeah, we're gonna start roasting people that are on the
Roasties. Oh, now you make me want to roast my RA Emmanuel Phillip. You guys don't know him, but that would be a meme. That would be a meme right there. If anybody listening to this is like a Stony Brook person, an involved Stony Brook person, I should say. If you are involved on campus, you probably know who Emmanuel Phillip is. This dude's a legend.
Is he still alive?
Oh yeah, no, he's graduating this semester.
Oh.
He's an RA in my building. Okay. He's a legend though. He does so much stuff. He does Daydreamers Den. He does the Alternative Spring Break Outreach Program. He's an RA. He's involved in doing various programs around campus anyways. He does a lot of stuff. He's a very involved person.
I just think I love the fact that both of us have are not wearing shoes right now. Neglected to wear.
Well, here's the thing. You took your shoes off. I was already in here without shoes on.
I'm saying right now. Come on.
I haven't had shoes on in like...
Did you sleep here?
Sorry.
Were you here? Were you awake here?
Was I here throughout the entire night? Yes.
Yes. I'll put that up too.
Delete.
They don't know where we're at right now. The listeners.
I'm pretty sure you said it earlier. You said it like 10 minutes in, maybe.
We probably did.
That was like 50 minutes ago.
Oh shoot. Well, delete that. Bleep it out. We'll just start bleeping out stuff.
Leave it up to Taylor. She's technically the editor.
Yeah.
Leave it up to Taylor.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I necessarily want her to edit it out though. I just think it's funny. But yes, I've been here the entire time, and why would I wear shoes in here? Like
civility.
Comfort.
Okay.
Duh. I gotta be comfortable.
Hey, we're still getting food after this, right? Please, Kristin.
Yeah, I'm kind of hungry too. Like I said, I've only eaten Pop-Tarts today.
I've only had Pop-Tart and like 4 forkfuls of lo mein.
Can we leave the conversation just like up to Kristin now? Because
Yeah.
I'm very dominant in conversation. First of all, and second of all, we've been talking about stuff that only we want to talk about for this entire time.
Moderator. That's who Kristin should be.
Kristin, have something that you want to talk about and talk about it a lot.
Yes.
I'll do my very best not to interrupt you.
And I'll make sure he doesn't interrupt.
What? Say that again, Kristin?
No.
Why not? Come on.
Don't be just a groupie. Contribute.
A what?
A groupie.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
You don't know what groupie is, do you?
Not really, no.
Someone who follows bands around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they'd be like
Why would-
follling us around while we do
Yeah.
the podcast
It
and
doesn't
just
make
being
sense.
there but not participating.
I did
I'm
know the
fangirling-
definition
I'm
of a
not
groupie
fangirling
is.
off you guys.
Oh my god, a podcast!
That's what a groupie is.
It looked like you were as you were scrolling on your.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
How are you feeling, baby?
Oh, you're putting the mic back. Oh, no, no.
Can I just dangle it mine over your head then?
Kristin. 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 Come on, Kristin. Kristin, we're doing the ASMR segment. Kristin. Kristin, don't you want to do ASMR? It's the ASMR segment of the podcast, Kristin. Come on. Yeah, I know.
Kristin!
Oh my god. It caught me off guard.
Did I spook you?
You spooked me.
Oh wow. You've been spooked?
I have been spooked. Oh, I should have had myself turned up this entire time. Now it's the I'm making noises podcast. I've said all relevant information about to an audience about this club, right? Yeah, it's just like
pretty much covered.
it's like please
just hit us up.
yeah, I enjoy when people listen. Oh yeah, we also if we want to stay a club every single year, we need at least 10 members outside of the e-board. It's possible that we're gonna look for a new treasurer soon.
Well, let's not. I don't want that audience to know much about.
Well, we're not to say anything about your situation. Just generally speaking, we are likely to be looking for a new treasurer somewhat soon, and we are low on member count, and we need at least 10 official members to be club every year.
All this swanky equipment has to go to something.
Yeah,
Has to contribute to something. Come
on.
It's really nice.
It's very nice stuff.
Very nice equipment. It should be used.
It should be used. Please use it. Please listen too.
Yeah.
I think it's good to listen to something, anything
this is free
at all.
content.
This is
Folks,
free.
This is
free.
We love free things. We are college students. This is free.
We are not charging you to listen to something.
Oh,
and
also, if you don't like to listen to us, don't listen.
Fair enough. Yeah. But like,
I will feel hurt.
Honestly, you have to walk to class every single day. Okay. Most every single day. That's probably going to take at least
15 minutes.
5-10 minutes.
5 to 20 minutes.
5 to 20 minutes, depending on where you're going and where you live.
Back and forth. Have to go through.
Yeah, and you.
Come on, that's almost an episode. You don't want to listen to nothing.
That's not almost an episode, but like, yeah, you just like put some earbuds in or headphones in or something, because I know all of you guys have some, or at least most of you guys.
Come on, talk to us
and just
listen to us.
Talk to an audio recording, please.
Yeah.
But just listen on your way to class.
We get you.
We get it. Trust me, we get it. Trust Alex, we get it.
We're very relatable.
But it's not like you're watching a video on the way to class. It's not like you're reading a newspaper on the way to class. All you have to do is listen. This does not require your eyes.
Hey, is there anyone
it only requires your ears.
The viewership, not the listenership, like how many people will listen to this when you post this?
I mean, it'll show view count on YouTube and
analytics.
Yeah, but yeah. I guess
Who's our demographic?
YouTube would probably be the platform through which all other people are redirected to watch it. Yeah. I would guess, but I don't. I like
having YouTube on your phone.
Maybe actually, maybe we would just upload the raw MP3 files to
raw.
Well, yes, we would just upload the MP3 files to Reddit and Discord. That'd probably be easier for people on data specifically. Yeah. It'll be there on YouTube if you want to, though.
But please listen to us.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Also join so that I don't have to worry about head count every single year.
Let us know what you guys want to listen to. Maybe.
Oh yeah, that's true. If you are listening on. Well, even on Discord and Reddit, on YouTube, Discord, and Reddit, there's places where you can be like
the
comments. On Discord, I might be able to negotiate my a channel separately for uploads of the podcast episodes.
Please be nice to us.
Yeah.
We will delete your comment out.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Oh,
Be butthurt about it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I probably won't delete it, but I will be upset. Please be nice.
We'll put a dislike on it. Yes, we know how the internet works.
Yes. Throw it up there. I just love how they have to listen through an hour of content for us to be asking them to listen to it.
Should we put this? Should we edit this so this is like somewhere in the middle or something?
Nah, this is fine.
Is this how we're
Share this to other people.
Oh, yeah.
For other people to listen
Come
to.
on, talk about
Share
it.
the love. Talk about the
the
Stony Brook podcast. Make it so that people know about this. And know that they can record podcasts too, and so can you. You can record a podcast. Just head on over to SB Engaged, search up the Stony Brook podcast.
We are real.
There is a link on the page to a Google form. You fill out that form and you can record a podcast. It doesn't matter who you are or what it's about. You can record a podcast if you head on over there. And if there isn't a link there, please tell me, because I'm pretty sure I put one there.
I will be sad if there isn't.
Yeah, I will be even more sad if there isn't.
Just have our voices crack up and stuff.
Yes. Also, since this will probably be posted sometime after the weekend, let us know what you thought about Endgame. Because I'm sure most, if not all of you, will have seen it by the time the weekend is over.
I still can't talk about it. Can we have an episode afterwards, like right after?
You know what?
I want to know what you guys think. I really do.
Yeah.
I want to have like a full discussion.
Yeah.
Not hide all the facts about bleep.
Yeah. The same people that I mentioned earlier, Screen Junkies, actually today uploaded an hour-long spoiler review of Endgame,
I probably will never watch
which
it.
follows up their non-spoiler review two or three days ago. And so the non-spoiler one was like 10 minutes of them being like, it was like 10 minutes of being like, this movie is great, and I couldn't have imagined it being better for what it is.
Exactly.
And then, but the spoiler one's an hour long.
I want to see how
it's an hour long. It's an hour long, just like this podcast is.
I want to see how angry or confused or hurt you guys feel afterwards. Or whatever emotions you guys feel after watching it.
Oh, my favorite character, the blue lady who's mechanical, died.
Nebula?
Yeah, my favorite
You
character.
can't even, if it's your favorite character, you should know the name of it. Who's the actress?
My favorite character, Nebula, died. Oh no.
Nebula's actually pretty cool. I actually dig her now because of this movie.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if I come out of that movie liking Nebula more, because
I didn't really think she was that like prominent.
Yeah, because she's super ancillary in both the Guardians movies, and she's fairly ancillary in Infinity War. There's a moment where like Thanos is torturing her to get information out of Gamora, which is important to the plot, but she's fairly ancillary throughout all of those. But considering how Infinity War ended, I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out she becomes a character that I actually care about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't really care.
Although she's still probably going to be super angsty, because the entire point of her character is that she was like tortured by Thanos and like, oh, I hate that guy.
Let's get this right back. She was like, that is some. I'm not gonna say anymore. No.
Basically, Thanos was a dick to her. And that's like
her, right? She was created, not.
No,
born.
she was born, but every single time she lost a fight to Gamora, she got a part of her body replaced, cybernetically enhanced.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but her entire character is that she hates Thanos, which is kind of lame. As if your entire character is that.
Folks, I was gonna say something, but I don't want to.
We should probably end it at this point. I hope you had a good time listening. I hope you share this. I hope you record a podcast yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy that I can tell the rest of the club that I did a thing like this and have the equipment to do it, even though I told them and they still filled out the forms. It's like everybody who signed up to
have
the
another
thing.
meeting. When's our next meeting?
Wednesday. Oh yes,
Yeah,
we
meetings.
have
We have
general
body
body meetings. Last thing I'll plug before I end it out.
Yeah,
Our
go
general
for
body
that.
meetings are bi-weekly, Wednesday, 7 to 8 p.m. in SAC 303, at least for the rest of the semester.
I will be there.
You
You'll
will
get to see me.
you will be there.
Yes.
Oh, that's astounding.
Okay, the thing is, no one ever tells me what it is, so I'm like.
I told you
oh,
when
I
it
told you
was.
so many times.
I told you
Sorry.
freaking-
This Wednesday. Sorry.
Yes. And it's probably going to be that for next semester too. So so this Wednesday and every other week after that until finals, and it'll probably be that way for the rest of for next semester too. Wednesday, SAC 303, 7 to 8 p.m.
Woo.
Yeah. That's that. Thanks for listening. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.